So what do you guys do for your anniversary?
I'm hoping to go to Lunenburg.
Where's that?
Just outside Bridgewater.
Yeah.
With the kids.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the kids along this time.
So people that don't know David Naugler, they don't know that there's like he's a family man with kids.
I have a life.
Like,
I'll be outside. I mean, there's only so much you can do yourself.
Yeah.
Without the support of, somebody else.
Yeah. So Tammy can pretty much do a show just from what you know.
Oh, God, yeah.
Well, she knows what to look for, right? She knows.
Pictures.
What was you saying the other day that caught me off guard?
Grainy.
Grainy?
She said she was sitting here and she said grainy. I was like, I can't believe you just said that, and she was right.
Well, there was many days where I told him, I said, no, I don't like you today.
That's not a bad
And I
way.
said, I don't like myself.
And you just kind of turn around and you give yourself some space and
Yeah, this was the toughest that we've had it.
Yeah.
This was the toughest.
I know he kind of sat back. I mean, there was one point where he had mentioned about coming back the next year, and you had said, "What about Tammy? Is she on board?" And he said, "Yeah, she will be. This is who I am. This is what I do." And he got very emotional when he watched that part, and that's because that's exactly that's him. This is that's who he is. So yeah, most people only see what's the final outcome when they walk out on the stage and they see these great physiques and they think, wow, this is cool, but they don't see the process to getting there.
Yeah.
And yeah, so you get protan up your nose and protan everywhere, and there's there's all kinds of not so glamorous stuff that you go through to get to that point. I think with such a strict diet, that it can go kind of some days over the top, and when that happens, we just kind of, we say our little piece to get it out, and then we just kind of separate to different rooms for a few minutes, and it blows over, and in the end, that it's just the stress of competing and what he has to go through, and you just kind of, you shrug it off, and then, I always say that, I want pre-contest Dave back, because, this is not, when he's going through that, that's not really him, that's just the stresses of everything coming together. So, I mean, I've seen marriages fail and relationships fail because of bodybuilding, because most of their time is focused on their tasks and, what they have to do. But, I don't know, I guess you have to make a choice whether or not you want to do your own thing while they're doing theirs and just have your own kind of life. And I'm so busy anyway that my time is filled up, so but you make that choice. I mean, what we've done has worked for us, and I lost my grandmother and my dad all in a 2-month span, and so it was hard for him to be there for me when I needed him, when he had to be at the gym for 3 hours. So I guess it was, for me, this year in particular, was just the absence of him not being there. And but I mean, on a normal seasonal, run, I can deal with that. But just this particular year, I really needed him home more, and he wasn't able to do that. And I understood it, but didn't like it. I think if anything, I was a little disappointed that he would choose to go to the gym instead of being there when I needed him. But you like I said, you roll with the punches, you get over it, and you move on. There's no sense of holding a grudge or being ticked off for days at a time. You just kind of let it go, and you talk about it. You have to sit down and say, and he did apologize. He said, I'm sorry I couldn't be there, and you go from there. So, but yeah, no resentment, no hard feelings. Just go with it. I mean, there's times that our youngest is 7, and she'd be like, she's so used to it now that she knows, Daddy's not home, Daddy's at the gym, and but yeah, I mean, she, especially because she's the youngest, really misses that attention from Daddy. Mm-hmm. And I know it bothers him too, because he sees her reactions. She comes to Mommy now and doesn't go to Daddy because Daddy's not there. And it really bothers him. And but she knows that Daddy's doing a show, and at the end of the show, Daddy comes back. So, and then we do our family things, and so she's gotten to the age now where she realizes there is a light at the end of the tunnel too, even when she's grumpy. You know, when she sees pictures, she's like, "That's my dad."
She's proud.
Yeah, we walked through GNC. Probably a year ago, and they had a poster up advertising the next show, and she was like, "That's my dad," and she would stop people in the mall and go, "That's my daddy." So yeah, I think we're all proud of him. This entire family and friends, we're all proud. Doesn't matter where you place. Yeah.